Rafael Antigua. So Dr. Rafael Antigua is the Dominican ambassador in Italy. And when I called him yesterday, he said, I'm going to be following the difference of hours between New York and Italy because I will watch the ribbon cutting on that plaza. And I was saying to the artists who did a great job, that tend to be a Dominican American, thank you for your work here too. But Dr. Antigua was the founder of Alianza Dominicana. And he's a distinguished doctor affiliated with Columbia Presbyterian, together with Ana, Julio, and many others there. This was a dream of the Dominican communities in the 80s, when they thought about Alianza Dominicana that was founded by David Dinkins, headquarters 177 in the basement in Amsterdam. So from there they moved and they ended building this building, which is something important for any community. This community will be made by the Greek community before Dominicans, but the Greek relocated to Jersey and other places. What is left from the Greek community is San Espiritu Church at 179 in Wasser. This community used to be a Cuban community, an Irish community, a Jewish community. And Dominican definitely, you know, when a lot of people left, Dominicans stay here. And to know that there's a building that the youngest one, the student of Gregorio Luperon, who will be engineer in the future, building roadway, building. There's going to be a building that you will say, and your children, your grandchildren, anyone living here 500 years from now, there's a building that was built by those Dominicans Americans together with those who were not Dominicans American. But there was a plaza celebrating the culture. So here we have, you know, the Congress member. We will hear from him after I speak. But again, we will get into the details about the artists, what is important. We'll have other members of this community to come and say a few words. But no doubt that for me, you know, being a commissioner of the largest department of transportation that any city have in this country, and be able to do something simple for New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, but for Dominicans American here, and for the institution who are friends and partners with the Dominicans American. This is probably one of the most important projects that we are finishing today, because we are living this fingerprint, the colors celebrating the Dominicans American, the principal, Gregorio Luperon. She's going to say a few words. That's a blood from here. And Adam Basket, they will be able to come and bring and perform, and playing from música de palo and merengue and harp and classical music. This space is going to be used for that purpose. So on behalf of Mayor Eric Adams, I would say thank you to everyone who is here joining us. Today is a proud day for New York City. We are celebrating not just a new permanent pedestrian plaza, but a record-breaking 4 years of transforming our streets into a safer, more vibrant, more inspiring public spaces. And this is happening also, as we said 2 days ago, when we had come to the lowest record numbers of New Yorkers losing their life in crashes. Today we have 48 lives more than what we had last year. It's an 18% reduction of traffic death as we are speaking right now. And we are in this year, one of the second year of the lowest numbers of traffic death since 1910, when we started collecting the data. So thank you everyone, especially at DOT, for the great job. With the unveiling of Talisa Almonte's stunning mural, de Lo Mio, and if we are Dominican, we know what de Lo Mio means, right? Right here at Audubon Plaza, the heart of Washington Heights, we mark an extraordinary milestone. 151 temporary public art installations completed under this administration, a record number. This is the highest numbers of projects completed during an administration's 4-year term since New York City DOT first launched its art program in 2008. This new permanent plaza reimagines nearly 11,000 square feet of roadway, creating a welcoming community hub. It gives neighbors a place to rest, gather, create, and connect and celebrate their cultures. It builds on the success of the Audubon Avenue open street and continues our commitment to making a street safer while celebrating the cultural richness that defines this neighborhood. And I had to acknowledge this plaza is also the vision beside Dr. Lantigua, Moise Perez, and others, recently by Diana from the Econo Kit, who is the non-for-profit that got the right to run this plaza together with the other non-for-profit organization. Talisa's mural, inspired by Dominican heritage and the tradition that shaped Washington Heights, brings that story to life with color, energy, and pride. This is the second art installation at Audubon Plaza, the first by Mildred Chevalier in collaboration with the Street Lab in 2004. I want to thank Street Lab for the incredible collaboration on this open street, working with DOT to both program the space and also conduct community outreach in support of the permanent plaza we are celebrating today. I also like to thank the Horticultural Society. You've been so great, not only with this plaza, but all the plaza across the 5 boroughs. You are responsible for the maintenance and the beautification of all the plaza together with the great team of Emily and Sham and the whole other members of the plaza team. Across the city, public art is doing more than beautifying the street. It's creating a space of joy, identity, and belonging. And our progress doesn't stop here. Over the last 4 years, New York City DOT has created more than 1.5 million square feet of new pedestrian space. From plaza to wider to sidewalk to new pedestrian island. That achievement is reshaping how New Yorkers move, gather, and experience the neighborhood blocks every day. 1.5 million square feet of pedestrian space, the larger number that also have been created in a 4-year period in the city of New York. And today we're taking the next step. New York City DOT has released a request for qualification to build a new roster of partners who can bring arts, cultural, fitness, environmental programs, and educational activities to public spaces across all 5 boroughs. These partners will help us activate plazas and open streets with community-focused programming. They will help us ensure that these spaces remain lively, inclusive, and rooted in the need and identity of the neighborhood they serve. And I want to encourage local organizations, artists, community leaders to apply to join us as programming partners. Together, we can make our public spaces even more dynamic and more equitable. Visit NYC DOT public space programming to view the RFQ and apply today. We are also looking for artists to submit past work, samples to be considered for NYC DOT art mural project. We are accepting submissions through our RFQ on submittable until February 8, 2026. More information is available at NYC DOT. I want to end my remark thanking Margaret for joining. Thank you for being partner. I'm not shy to say that I've been leading this agency shoulder to shoulder with one of the best leaders in this nation when it comes to transportation. She oversees all the 6 operation units. So thank you for being a partner. Thank you for allowing me to be working together with 6,000 men and women at DOT running the largest department of transportation again in our country. Thank you also to Eric Victor, Sean Quinn, Emily, Kyle, Daisy, Clay, Jessica, Renee, Tomas, Wilnis, and Angelique, we were able to recruit her. She was working in LA as a curator, and we were able to bring her here to be in charge of our art department. So thank you for being a great leader, together with Jack, also and the whole team. This plaza is proof of what happens when a city invests in people, in safety, in culture, and public space. Audubon Plaza is not a place where families can play, where it's now a place where family can play, where students can park their bike, where elders can rest, and where community stories can be shared and celebrated. We look forward to seeing Audubon Plaza thrive for years to come. Para mí es un honor estar aquí como comisionado del Departamento de Transportación, junto con el congresista Espaillá, otros líderes de la comunidad, en algo histórico. Es celebrar hoy la Plaza Permanente de Audubon, una instalación de arte, donde hoy nosotros le damos a esta comunidad, a la ciudad, tener la cantidad de plazas más grandes que se han construido en esta ciudad, cerca de 90 plazas a nivel de la ciudad completa. Pero también hoy celebramos de que tenemos 11,000 pies cuadrados de plaza dedicándose para el arte. También tenemos 1.5 millón de pies cuadrados que lo hemos dedicado para tener espacio público para los peatones, para los ciclistas, para que sean más seguros. Y también hoy podemos celebrar que estamos activando esta plaza, dándole honor y agradecimiento a personas como el doctor La Antigua, Moisés Pérez, fundadores de Alianza Dominicana, quienes junto con Sandra, cuando era una jovencita y otras personas más, soñaron con una plaza aquí en este lugar como parte de la extensión de Alianza Dominicana. Así que Julio, Ana, Sandra, todo el mundo que han sido parte de la visión de la plaza, junto con el doctor La Antigua y Moisés Pérez, gracias por el sueño. Nuestra responsabilidad fue simplemente cerrarlo y llevarlo a la línea final. Nuestra comunidad se merece tener plazas como esta, como también el congresista me ha dicho que no me perdona si no terminamos la plaza de Oro en la 207. Margaret la está trabajando también. Esa es la siguiente. Así que a nombre del alcalde Rodriguez le damos las gracias por estar con nosotros hoy en la apertura formal de esta activación de arte en esta plaza de la ciudad. Lo dejo ahora con palabras del congresista Adriano Espaillá.
Gracias, Ydanis. La juventud como la de Sandra Harris y Ana Russell han visto muchas cosas bien. Thank you, Commissioner, for your leadership. We have uptown, we have the Plaza Las Americas, which is the oldest plaza up here on 175th Street. We have Plaza Quisqueya on Dyckman Street. We have the Audubon Plaza right here, very colorful. This reminds me of the Summer of Love. All of you are too young to know what that was. Anybody here knows what the Summer of Love was? Back there, right? These colors remind me of the, flower power, right? The flower childs. Very colorful plaza. You can almost not feel the cold. And this is a beautiful, beautiful plaza. So I want to first congratulate the commissioner, Margaret Forjone, who we've known each other for over 20 years for sure, and the artists, right? The ones that bring life to this. Artists have a way of uniting communities the way no one can do it. Sports and the arts unite people. We politicians don't have that kind of firepower behind us, but this is beautiful, something that strengthens our community, and is done through Alianza Dominicana, which is an entity, a historical entity, right? Why do I say historic? I grew up on 153rd Street, not too far from here, and I remember this neighborhood before there was a strong presence of Dominicans. And as the commissioner said, there was a strong Greek community here. In fact, the great soprano Maria Callas, tremendous voice at Lincoln Center, went to George Washington High School. There was a strong Jewish community here, a strong Irish community. There were over 100 Irish bars up here. And so this was a neighborhood the Cubans call St. Nicholas Avenue's El Cambral, which is a very hilly area in Cuba and Washington Heights reminded them of them. So they call St. Nicholas Avenue El Cambral. And most of the small businesses in St. Nicholas were owned by Cubans. So when Dominicans came here, when we came here, many of the folks were aging out and were leaving. So this could have been another South Bronx that the landlords, burned the buildings to get back their insurance policies. Except one thing happened. Dominican families came in here and they kept this neighborhood alive. And now, when you cross the bridge and you look at Google, what does it say? Welcome to Little Dominican Republic. That doesn't take anything from anybody else. We still recognize the Jewish heritage, the African American heritage, the Puerto Rican heritage. Puerto Ricans opened the door for us. They sold us their bodegas. They rented us the big apartments so we can reunite with our kids. They were here and they taught us how to speak English. We recognize the Irish. We recognize the Greek. We recognize everybody. This is a great melting pot. But yes, also we have to recognize, Commissioner, the sacrifice of Dominican families that gave it all working in the factories, like my grandparents who came here before I was born. My family has been in Washington Heights since the 50s with the same phone number. With the same phone number before I was born. We have the same apartment, a 5-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom apartment paying $1,000. I want it back, but my cousin won't do it. And so the same phone number, that means that we're committed. And we're not going to give it up either. We're going to pass it on to my grandson and everybody else. And so thank you, Ydanis, and the artists, and Commissioner, for John and the community, for gracias a la comunidad por esta plaza. Es una de 4, primero con la Plaza Las Américas, Plaza Quisqueya, aquí, y naturalmente la plaza de Inwood. Yeah. También, sí. Oh, hay otra más, sí. Sí, pero Ydanis se me quiere ir sin abrir la de la 207. Pero yo lo estoy acechando. He wants to leave, Commissioner, without doing 207th Street. No. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you. I want also for everyone to know our Daniel Zuckerman, who is our Manhattan Borough Commissioner. Margaret started as an intern at DOT, then she went to be Manhattan Borough Commissioner, and now she's the second person in the agency. I know that Daniel has, a big shoes to fill, but I know that you have a great future, not only running this agency at the Manhattan Borough, but also citywide, so thank you. Now, let's hear from the artists, right? Talisa Almonte, let's hear what inspired her to, put her imagination and what this color represents and why this is so related to the Lo Mio.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Talisa Almonte. I'm an Afro-Dominican artist, muralist, and small business owner under the name Almonte Studio. I'm really happy to share and celebrate this mural de Lo Mio. It's inspired by celebrating Dominican culture. I put the 2 muñecas sin rostros in the center, which represent the diversity of our people, the banana leaves and the plátanos representing the food and the beautiful, just island life. And then on the edges of both sides of the mural, there's dominoes, which actually was inspired by when we did the mural engagement with Street Labs. There was a few folks that came out here and sat on the tables and played dominoes, and it just felt so heartwarming to be able to experience that in real time. So I wanted to put a nod to that in the mural. And then in the center, where the lines break up the blue and the red, it's supposed to represent the Dominican flag minus the white part. So that is the essential inspiration behind the whole mural. I couldn't have done it without the help of some of my assistants that are here today, that worked on this really hard in the snow, in the super cold. And with Alianza, thank you for letting us store the paint and using your facilities. We really appreciated it. And thank you so much to DOT Art for this opportunity. This is the biggest mural I've ever painted, and it feels really good to be able to do this in a space that, for a community like Washington Heights. Estoy muy orgullosa de estar aquí y poder celebrar mi cultura y mi arte y compartir este momento con todos ustedes. Los quiero mucho y I'm just like so happy and I'm lost of words. But it's just really amazing to be able to give a piece like this to my community and be able to proudly say, yo soy dominicana, and I'm just very thankful, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. You know, like, we have so many strong anchors around this plaza that besides having Diana from Icono and Street Black and Daisy, thank you, because I know as Diana went through some struggle, Kyle and Daisy, you worked so hard and brought the Street Lab, and you brought the Street Lab to do most of the activation, so thank you for that. But we will hear from some of the anchors that they will invest resources, they will use it for activation. I think that this is one of the plazas that have most of the strongest one. And now that Sandra is a big shop, in the hospital, so she also had to figure out a way how to put resources. But let's give you a few of those who are key players here. First, the principal of the school that I had the opportunity to be a co-founder. Since I came out from City College in 92, I was a co-founder of Gregorio Luperon High School. And now Luperon moved from 131 to 165. And I know that Dan Vasquez and the artist group, they can use this plaza to performance. You can use the sidewalk to bring the robotic to do exhibition here. So let's hear from Yesenia de la Rosa, Principal Gregorio Luperon, to come and say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I am the proud principal of Gregorio Luperon High School, 165th in Amsterdam. First, I want to thank Ydanis, his team, and all the community leaders for this amazing plaza. It is truly beautiful. In my head right now, I'm just planning for my robotics and aviation team to bring out the drones so they can actually get a sky view of this beautiful plaza right here. And I'm already planning a dominoes tournament in support of the artist. Also want to thank the artist. This is truly amazing. I remember when she passed by my school to ask if she could store the materials for this beautiful work, and I was looking forward to that, and Alianza Dominicana also opened the doors, but I never thought it was going to look this beautiful. It was going to be this beautiful. It's truly beautiful. I have been walking by this neighborhood for many years, and this was just a parking spot for our community, but now it is this beautiful space for all of our community leaders, community members, especially my beautiful students. I have over 700 students in Gregorio Luperon High School, and many of them are here. And I am looking forward for my kids to use this space, not only to sometimes have some refreshments or just have a place to read a book, but also to be part of, like Ydanis said, we could have a music festival here. We could have a lot of fairs here. We could do a lot of things together as a community, and it is extremely, extremely impressive to see the Dominican community so united and to see this beautiful space that's going to unite us even more. Thank you so much.
Now let's hear from Leslie Dable, the Executive Director of Street Lab. Thank you for your partnership and be so key for the activation of this project.
Thank you so much, and I'm up here with Jim Lammers and Dekendra Dazzle, who are part of Street Lab. Street Lab is a nonprofit that works to transform streets and public spaces across the city into places that improve lives, strengthen neighborhoods, and bring New Yorkers together. And we use a pop-up approach to do this, using some of the programs like you see behind us to create spaces to play and read and more. In 2024 and 2025, we brought our programs to this space 30 times, including with our Imagine program that let residents share their ideas, which is blowing over at the moment, for the space and visions for the space. We helped Mildor install a temporary mural, and we helped engage ideas for the mural you see here. And I want to give a shout out to the small businesses around the plaza too. Anita Juice Bar and the barber shop were very helpful with storing equipment and watching our stuff. One of our goals with popping up and temporary interventions is to help communities figure out what they want and point the way towards permanent changes that make neighborhoods better. I'm so excited for this new plaza and the community of Washington Heights to have this new space for the Alianza Dominicana right here, and look forward to continuing to help it be well used and loved with continuous programming. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Now let's hear from, I want also to invite Eddie Silverio to come and say a few words. We have marched in so many times, this community being arrested, in so many civil disobedience, but now he runs the Catholic Church, the Alianza Dominicana program. Let me give you Eddie Silverio.
Well, I didn't know why he had to say we've been arrested, but that is a fact. No, but I want to say, de lo mío, que lo que, thank you. It's incredible that when this young lady came and showed me this mural, Ebenezer and I were like, this has to happen. Oh, there he goes. It has to happen. And, you know, that's what we're here for. For the last 12 years that we've been here, we've utilized this space to do our annual event for percussion in honor of Cataré. And we're continuing now with this beautiful mural. We're going to be enjoying it. We also are going to bring in our dominoes. We're also going to have our young people practicing for the Dominican Day Parade in this beautiful space. So this is what this is about. So to the commissioner, to Ydanis, when we met in La Plaza 30 plus years ago as young men and talked about vision for this community, thank you for staying on point and on vision. And I say that because a lot of people don't realize that he was a CUNY leader, but he also was a community leader. And his brothers used to take Taekwondo classes at Alianza. So I say that because Alianza has been the rubric of a lot of the work that's been done in our community. And I think when Adriano said about being part, Washington Heights is Washington Heights. And we've claimed it, like other cultures have claimed it. But this is our community. And a lot of great artists and young people and adults have come from here and have painted the road for this to happen today. So I just want to acknowledge that. And yes, my parents have their phones since 1968 as well. So I do understand that. But we really have made a mark in New York City. And we're going to continue to do folkloric work in terms of making sure that we remember who we are, what we are, merengue, bachata, los palos, todo lo que somos. Vamos a asegurar que eso siga creciendo en la vida, en el corazón de tus niños. Amén. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to acknowledge Jocelyn from the DA's office, who is here with us. Her office is here too. This office was created by Saiban, and it was also a result of a big accomplishment also to extend offices that many times, all of them, there was only a 125th. And everyone thought that if we have everything at 125th, the whole North Manhattan is covered. And when we say no, the numbers is here that demand also services. So I can say that the office of DA on the Saibans was the first one that was extended to Northern Manhattan. So thank you, Jocelyn, for the great work. Let's hear now from Monica Hidalgo from New York City Pedestrian Corporate Division. I say corporate because I hope that the hospital will also be supporting us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Muy buenos días. It's a pleasure to join you. And on behalf of New York Presbyterian, I just want to thank you so much, Commissioner and the city and everyone who was involved in making this plaza come to fruition and really making Rafi's dream come alive along with Moises. Yes, I do represent the hospital, and but I also represent Washington Heights, although I'm not a Dominican American. I came here when I was 4 years old, and I grew up on 156th Street, and my source of pride is that Julio and I went to the same Catholic school, but not the same year. So for me, it's a real personal gain to be able to contribute to this work. And I feel very, very thankful to all the people involved for making our community just more beautiful. And on behalf of the hospital, really, this is a great example of how, medicine is not just about taking care of people's bodies. It's about making their neighborhoods beautiful. It's thinking about their education. It's thinking about where they're eating, what they're eating. And so we are very proud to be a small part of this and, again, express our gratitude and thanks.
Thank you, Monica. And of course, Columbia University is well represented here, right? And they have someone from the community, former members of Alianza Dominicana, and they have so many medical schools here, the nursing school. So we have one of our, Sandra Harris, come see you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And not just, I would say Colombia. I'm a Alianza Dominicana alum as well. So thank you. I just want to say, echoing Monica's words in terms of what does it really mean for our institution to have this plaza in the heart of our community. So I want you all to turn around and see that building that is coming up. This is the Vagelos Science and Innovation Building. So one of the things that really fills me with joy is to have future scientists really, as they're looking at how do we find cure for these diseases, how do we do this engagement, to have this view of the community, of our culture, and what it really represents, and really looking forward to opening those doors to our young people, to our scientists, to really come together in a space that represents the spirit of this community and also the hearts of our people. So thank you so much, Ydanis. And yes, you still need to finish our plaza uptown. We're waiting, and so thankful also to the team, DOT, who I get to bother from time to time with my plaza. I just need to give them a shout out. Thank you, Kyle, Lyle, and all of you. Thank you so much for your support, and we're really looking forward to doing our health fair in this plaza. In addition, Julio already said the Domino's tournament, so coming soon. Thank you so much.
So to close the speaking part, I want to call Anthony Vidal from Community Board. Isidro, I don't know if Isidro is here too, but this will not be possible without Community Board 12. Yeah. Thank you to all the members. And thank you, as it's been said, Venice, but also the owners. The owners of the barbershop, when we had the first meeting, they just say, yes, I know that we're going to be losing some parking spots here, but we committed to trade the losing of those parking spots for the benefit of activation in the plaza. And the same thing, the Anita Juice Bar, they were so great. And the residents of this working class building, they are the one that many times I see them playing domino in this area, having fun during the summer. So without their support, we will not be able to balance the different opinions of those who may think that we're losing parking, the parking is more valuable than the other activation, but the contribution of everyone were so important. So let's hear from Anthony Vidal, Community Board 12.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be quick. My name's Anthony Viola. I am the first vice chairperson of Community Board 12. We're really excited to see this come to life. Our Committee on Transportation, Traffic, and our chair, who is here, Leo Jimenez, really worked hard to gauge what the community's input was before this was put together. And make sure that that input was known to DOT and the other stakeholders involved in this project. So we're really excited to see that input taken, accounted for, and we're really excited to see it come to life. So thank you. And really, again, excited to see that this has been open and available to the community.
So, come on, Angelique. Let me close with the Director of Art Department, New York City DOT, Angelique. Let's come and say a few words.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Buenos dias. I think it's been said many times, but part of what we're trying to do by bringing art into the communities is making sure that people feel seen and they feel heard and that they have spaces where they can share moments with other folks and create memories and experiences. I'm really glad that Talisa was able to create this mural in the space where she has a direct connection to it. I'm Puerto Rican, but Dominicans are my cousins, so happy to be here. De Lo Mio. I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad to see this turnout. It really shows how valuable this is, that all of us are standing here in this freezing weather. So I'm going to wrap it up because I think we all want to be warm, but thank you for your support and congratulations to everyone involved and Talisa.
Thank you. Sorry, Sonny student from Luperon want to say a few words. They own this space. by Julio Batista. Also, I want to acknowledge him for being also, as I say, Isidro Medina too. Thank you for your support. And also Eliezer, besides that he worked at DOT, but as a member of the community board, he played an important role to come and talk to the members of the community board. So thank you, Eliezer, too, for all your work. Come on, if you're from Luperón, they want to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, I'm the soy la presidenta de mi clase, y quiero decir unas palabras sobre este lugar tan bello. Anteriormente yo había pasado por aquí y veía algunos juegos y todo eso y decía, wow, qué bonito, es un lugar para hablar, conversar y principalmente para los estudiantes y los niños. Y ahora que veo toda esta pintura de colores, cada vez que ya me voy para mi casa y camino, esto me da una emoción muy bonita, poder compartir, ver todo esto, es algo sumamente bonito, y no solamente para mi escuela, sino para cada niño y estudiante que pasa por aquí, le da un sentimiento de felicidad, porque los colores son muy brillantes, y también a nuestra comunidad dominicana, es algo muy bonito, y le quiero agradecer a la persona que lo hizo y lo creó, porque está muy bonito y sumamente creativo. Gracias.
Yeah, as students of Gregorio Luperon, we believe this plaza is a testament of the development of our community here in Washington Heights and what we can achieve as a community, bringing color into our everyday lives, everyday streets. You know, as students, every day to get to the train station, we pass by this street and it went from a parking lot into this beautiful art project that now is going to bring so much color. And even in this cold weather right now, it just feels much more Pinterest than what it used to be. And so I believe us as a community are going to keep developing, we're going to keep painting, we're going to keep making beautiful things, and we're going to make this place beautiful. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I just want to add something to what my president said. This place is something beautiful. This paint is remember us Dominican, our colorful culture. And I just want to ask something. This is a place very cute to remind us where we came from, and for us that have a long time that we cannot go to our country for just different reasons. This just keep me home, like I'm in my country. For us immigrants, thank you.
The best closing, I want to acknowledge Ignacio Coñado, one of my former students, who now has his business, but his thing started with us when we were together. So thank you also for being here. He also take his time, besides having his business, to also donate food, so doing a lot of community work. So now let's do the ribbon cutting.